We give you permission too.
Thank you.
Please publish this, write about it.
Yeah.
But all my words keep secret. My words are just for you.
Oh,
Very good. Very good. Guys, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having us.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
It's kind of good. It's kind of good.
It's kind of good. Yeah, I like that review.
That was the
Good. Put that on the post. Put that on the poster when it comes out in the UK. HeyUGuys says it's kind of good.
High-pitched voice, kind of good.
Yeah, you have to have the high-pitched voice on there. Yeah. I wanted to start by congratulating you on your box office in the US, because obviously for the film that you've made, you're obviously aware, I guess, in some respects, that the box office was going to be a certain way and you were going to release it limited. But then you had the pandemic and people going back to the cinema. So how happy, I mean, you must be delighted the fact that people are actually going to the cinemas to see this, given that there's a lot of films that people haven't gone to the cinema to see because of the pandemic. Are you still pinching yourself, the fact that you've done so well? And this last weekend, you were up. Things don't usually go up.
Yeah, no. It's impossible. What is happening? It doesn't make any sense. The funny, I understand why no one's going to theaters, because I'm barely going to theaters anymore. You know, I have a 3-year-old kid. The pandemic just happened. There's just no time. Things cost so much money. I'm sympathetic to the fact that everyday moviegoers have so many obstacles in their way and so many incentives to stay at home. And so this film, in some ways, was us trying to adapt to this feeling that we hadn't put into words, but we could feel, which was the movies that we're making aren't pulling people into theaters unless they're a big blockbuster film. And so we were like, but that's so sad, because the personal indie films are some of my favorite experiences in a theater. You know, that's why film festivals are so lovely. But once you leave the film festival and go to the box office, it falls apart and people don't show up. And so we were like, can we make a movie that is just as personal, just as risky as the films we love, but can we wrap it up in action and sci-fi and this blockbuster veneer in a way that could give people a little bit of everything? You know, it was like engineered to be seen in the theater. So we're over the moon about the fact that things like that happen. Like a 2% increase over weekend is like remarkable.
Yeah, I only sort of like that spiel. I think it's worth the money. Everyone should be going to theaters, and I hope that people like enjoy the uncomfortable and the sad parts of our movie just as much as they enjoy the punching and kicking and loud stuff, and that it reminds folks that like art house films are very fun in a theater, that it's not, you don't have to, like, Dune isn't the only movie made for the big screen. A Ghost Story was made for the big screen too. Just sitting alone and going through like a unique journey with strangers is like, that's the magic of it. Like, anyway, I'm so glad theaters didn't die and that we could play a small part in keeping them alive.
Indeed. Was there ever any inclination to go to streaming? I guess when you've got someone like A24 behind you, they very much want to push the cinematic experience, even if it's in a limited form.
Yeah, when the pandemic hit and we were still editing, every option was thrown in the air. Right? What if we did this? What if we tried this? Because we didn't know how long it was going to last, and we wanted people to see the movie as soon as possible. You know, we were very eager to share it with the world. But to A24's credit, they're like, let's wait until the timing's right. Let's wait for when people are more comfortable, when theaters can open up again. And you know, it drove us a little bit crazy because we were like, we finished this last year, you know, and we've just been sitting on this movie. But I'm so glad the timing could not have been better. This feels like the exact story that people kind of want right now in this moment. Like this strange catharsis that has been happening at these screenings. You know, we go to Q&As and we just see people leaving just like in tears, and it's like, what is happening? Like it's everything you want out of a response from as a filmmaker. Like, we're so over the moon, but I think some of it is because the movie is and waited. Yeah,
release it like 6 weeks before that other multiverse movie comes.
That's also
get in there first. I want to Sorry, go on. I was sorry, you're gonna.
No, I was just agreeing that like we're so glad that we got it out. Yeah.
What in the process of you making this film, what did your office look like? Because I feel like you're making a movie where there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of characters, a lot of things in between. What did your office look like? Was it kind of a chaos, or was it a kind of controlled chaos? What does it look like when you're putting it together before you've put it onto film?
Yeah, I mean, we share an office sometimes. That is Dan's office in his backyard, and we had like chalk.
Always chaos, no matter what.
Yeah.
Before this movie is chaos, after this movie is chaos.
The movie is a reflection of just Dan, of us in general. Like but yeah, we tried postcards and tried like chalk drawing charts, and
a lot of diagrams everywhere. Just trying to map out what this movie was just impossible.
Let's just keep going without cameras.
My other question was going to be, obviously, HeyUGuys is a bit of a giveaway. I wanted to ask you about having Key here in your film, who's tremendous, and I was kind of didn't put two and two together that he was in this film until I actually started watching it and thought, wait a minute, there he is. I tried to avoid all the publicity. I tried to avoid everything with the film, so I went in kind of fresh.
Wow.
How did you settle on him? Because I know I've read on Wikipedia, but it's Wikipedia, so it might be completely wrong. But I know in the process you had other people in mind, and then managed to settle on him. So what did he give you that maybe you wouldn't have had if you hadn't have got him in the role?
Yeah, we it's a very specific role, and so we weren't sure who to cast. He had to speak at least 2, maybe 3 languages, do martial arts, but also like be convincingly a beta male, like not like alpha husband, like a pushover that you just ignore, and that's not what Hollywood usually, that's not what Hollywood actors usually. Yeah, action stars. And so we weren't sure who, and we were like, where's that guy? We loved his work when he was a child actor, and he had coincidentally just decided to try to pursue acting again. But he came in and auditioned and just was Waymond. Like, he is that sweet. Like, he was this ball of enthusiastic energy. I thought maybe he was doing a bit, at first. I was like, you can't actually be this sweet. But he was, and like, so he made the character his own. It was a miracle that he came on board. Now I can't picture anyone else ever playing the part.
To answer your question, what is the thing that he has that no one else has? Is that convincing sweetness. You can't fake that. When someone goes on, is on screen and is saying, everyone be nice to each other, it's so easy for that to become eye-rolly and stupid, and it just makes you just like disconnect with the film, because it's such a silly thing to be saying out loud. But when it comes out of Key's mouth, you believe it because you believe that's who he is. He embodies the spirit of that. And we knew that with this movie, if that character could not deliver that line convincingly, the whole thing, the whole last half hour would have just been really hard for the audience to connect with. And so, Waymond is the heart of the movie, and Key was the only one who had that kind of very special sweetness that you can't manufacture.
Yes, indeed, absolutely.
Our other favorite thing to say that like he offered the movie is his wife Echo. He was like, she's gonna come, and we were like, okay, and then she showed up, and she's like the behind the scenes heart of the movie. Okay. She became our on-set translator. What's that? No. But Echo Kwan is her name, but she would like make special soups for the cast. She's a Buddhist and would like constantly come up to us and have like like messages for us about like how the movie, you know, had a strong soul and offer words of encouragement. And they were like a power couple. Like the two of them were just like kind of setting the tone of the whole film, you know, in a beautiful way.
That's such a nice story. That's such a nice story. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Wish you all the best with your IMAX this evening, I believe. That'll be fun for everyone.
Yeah.
And, yeah, hope it goes really well for you over here.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry about the technical difficulties.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!